welcome. This is another episode of Cubfidential. I am your producer slash QB2 tonight, Denzel Snipes, and we got a loaded show for you, ladies and gentlemen. Before we get started on our NL Central League division leading Cubs, tune into all of our socials, Facebook, X, TikTok. Our guy Jacob Christner is giving some awesome takes on TikTok for Sideline Sports, so definitely follow us on there. Also on YouTube, Sideline Sports 1, our website, sidelinesportsnet.com as well. Awesome articles and coverage from past events and upcoming events as well. Now, I know you see the title, it's Busch, but not the beer, and damn sure not that red team out there in St. Louis, Busch Stadium. No, we're talking about the Chicago freaking Cubs, and we got a roundtable format tonight. Let's go ahead and bring them all in. Jason, what's going on, buddy? Jacob Christner, who just now discovered coaching a basketball team. And we got Nick Hot Botkins in the house, the patriarch of haymakers and haymakers and haymakers. That's what it is. I had to cross the two. And also of the Botkins Show. What's going on, gentlemen? How you feeling?
What up?
What's up, boys?
Jason, loving your hair tonight.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah. He'll never have a bad hair day. How about that?
No.
Botkins hardly shows his on the air. We don't even know what his hairstyle look like. He could.
There you go.
I just got the fresh cut. You know what I mean?
No. Botkins will have the Botkins is his comb over when he finally has to have one will be fresh.
Just so you all know, that's Botkins' same hairstyle he had in the Army 20 years ago. The man is consistent. That's all you got to know about him. The man is consistent. But getting into the festivities, let's see here. So we got the Colorado Rockies series. You kind of figure this is a series that the Cubs are supposed to win. But in looking at the scores, because this was like the closest sweep, because every game, and I'll go here. Let me see. Get back to May. Yeah, the Rocky series. We got the first game the Cubs took 3-1, 2-run game. The second game ended in 11 innings with the Cubs walking it off 4-3, and in a 2-1 game in the third game. And it's one of those unexpected series where the bottom team of the majors just kind of rose up against the suddenly contending Cubs. Shaw had a walk-off RBI for the 4-3 win in that game that went 11 innings. Jason, your thoughts about this series? A little too close for comfort or what?
Yeah, I would say so. But you know what? Championship teams are going to have those kind of games. And all that really matters is we came out with the win. So, I like the 2-1 games. It keeps it interesting, But like I said, we're gonna have those type of games during the season against some crappy teams. But a win is a win, no less.
Yeah. It's almost like, okay, I kind of understand it if it's the White Sox because you figure crosstown rivalry, right? But there's no bad history or anything between the Rockies and the Cubs, so it's like, where did this come from? Nick, talk to us about this series and about your boy Shaw on the 11th and on 527.
Yeah, you look on the internet too. Everybody wanted these blowout wins against the AAA team, AA team that is the Rockies. But good teams win. You handle competition, and people are forgetting we're a pretty young team. This is PCA's first full year. Matt Shaw's a rookie, and he was sent down, and he's back up, and he's playing well. He played well in this series, including the game winner, which was nice. Good confidence booster for the youngsters. So we're still a pretty young team too. So to go in there, get a sweep. Maybe we're going to play a little bit sometimes to level our competition, which will work for us when we play against those great teams, those really good teams, as we've seen against the Dodgers. And sometimes when you play in these crap teams, a la the Rockies, a la the Nationals, in tonight's game, we're going to play down to them sometimes. And, we just can't, we didn't lose. A win's a win. This is professional baseball, folks. this is the hardest thing to do is win a damn game. So, and we won 3 of them. They're still those guys on the other team. They're getting paid too. So whether they had 9 wins at the time or whatnot, but give me those wins, because I think a year or two ago, even maybe last year at this time, we probably find a way to lose these games. Instead, we're finding ways to win them. So, anytime the Cubs win, I don't care if it's by 1. It doesn't. What's the old saying by Don Toretto? Doesn't matter if you win by an inch or a mile. A win's a win, baby. So family.
Yeah, absolutely. And then on to you, Jacob. Now, noticing in this particular game, PCA went 0-5. He had a run and an RBI, but it almost as if, and I know this is just one game, but PCA has a slow game, and then the Cubs kind of struggled. So, is this turning into the Cubs go as PCA goes?
No, I don't know, because a lot of people are becoming heroes on the team. Now, as far as Colorado, they just swept Miami. So it doesn't say that they're good. It just says they're due. And those are 3 games that they would have loved to have, so they were going to play hard. Plus, another big deal is you got to think of a team that's in first place versus a horrible team like that. They're probably trying different things. It's kind of like the Bulls, in the 90s. They probably, let's just say, the crap Sacramento teams or the crap Clippers or something. It's like those games are always about 2 points. Boston in the 80s, those games are like 2 points, and those are horrible teams. Those are probably scrimmages to them.
Right.
To the team you're playing, it's a World Series. To you, it's a scrimmage.
Yeah.
So my thought process is it's probably a scrimmage. They're probably trying different. They're probably trying different shifts. They're probably trying different pitches. Different way of hitting, stuff like that, and they were struggling. These are kind of things that they won't do against the Mets or the Dodgers.
Right.
So just get just enough. And they did that. You know what I mean? So that's going to be overall, I'm not disappointed, because the Cubs are still 102 runs ahead of anybody.
Right.
So, they're getting those right now. They had 8-3 last night. So it's completely obvious that it's still the major leagues no matter what.
Yeah. Nick, so I know one player in particular that you're pretty high on. Cade Horton had actually gotten a start this particular game. 6 innings pitch in a no decision, mind you. 6 innings pitch. He only gave up 4 hits, and he had 6 Ks. Thoughts about that performance? Did he freeze? I think he froze.
Let me say that. Can I say something about Cade real fast?
Hey, Nick, can you hear me? I think he froze.
It's that St. Louis internet.
Yeah, right. Hey, can I say something about Cade real fast?
Yeah, go ahead, man.
Here's the thing. I said this today on Facebook. Cade is 3-0 with a 4.20 ERA right now. Yeah. I could see him being 20-0 with 4.15 ERA. The reason I'm not saying that he's there. This is the thing. He gets lulls. He has his tight. He'll give up his 3-run homers, but he makes that big pitch to get out of an inning, second and third, 1 out. He gets the pop up every time. Or he gets the big strikeout, or he gets it when they're like a bases loaded. You know what I mean?
Right.
He gets those. And you want to know where that's the best at? That's best during playoff time.
It is.
Say we're in the NLCS and we got to play the Dodgers. It's game 3 and it's a bases loaded in Wrigley.
Yeah.
The thing is, he'll give up the first inning 2-run homer, but then the Cubs fight their way back and he's still pitching. He gets that big out. And the ones that are completely dominant are the ones that. Why do you think that Clayton Kershaw for ages was terrible in the postseason?
Yeah.
It's like wouldn't get that big pitch, he'd get all that kind of stuff. It's those ones that get the big pitches that get there.
Yeah, that is true. Okay, Nick, can you hear us?
Yeah. Sorry. I wanted to back up real quick, Denzel. Earlier you asked is this team a PCA as it goes team. He is, to me, the engine that makes this team go. When we're scoring a bunch of runs, when we're scoring 7-8 runs, you look in the box and he is scoring. He's the guy that does it. Look at last night. I mean, Michael Busch as well, but like PCA is the guy that makes this team kind of go. To me, when he plays well in the box, we're scoring a bunch of runs. When he goes like 0 for 4 or 0 for 5, or maybe only has 1 hit, you notice our run differential is 2 or 3 runs lower. So like I will say that he is the engine that makes this team go. Now we've been fortunate enough and we're good enough to where we have other guys when he has an off day to step up and step in and have, a big hit or two.
Right, absolutely. Oh, and then the question that I asked, another guy that you're high on is pitcher Cade Horton. In a no decision, 6 innings pitched, and he got 6 Ks. Thoughts about that performance? I mean, it was a no decision, but
Yeah, I mean, and then you count it. So you look at that this series and the last series. That's really two good bet. Last night's game, he pitched well. I was reading like he was throwing not his he's predominantly has his main 2 pitches. He wasn't even throwing those last night. So It's like this kid continues to build off success. He looks every bit as the best pitcher in our the prospect pool that they have touted, and why he was like a top 10 draft choice. So to me, this kid can pitch, and I think when Shota comes back here the next week or so, I think you got to keep pitching Cade Horton in this rotation because he's been every bit as good as advertised. I mean, he's not going to go super deep into games, obviously, as a rookie right now, but why not keep throwing him out there? And then if he's your 5th guy, you can continue to let him go through things and let him learn because he's big league ready. He just may not be ace ready yet, but he's big league ready.
Yes, absolutely.
Well, let me say this, Nick. The one thing that you were bringing up with that, and it's like, and excuse me, Denzel brought up the whole thing with his player the other night on Houston, 81 pitches and a complete game.
Yeah.
That's something Council can learn from. He lets people go too early. He gets them out of the game too early. He's playing that analytics crap. I have to say this part right now. The Cubs don't need to be. I like the last couple of series because we're not using up the pitchers so darn much. But he's got to just allow people to go at 95 and try to get the thing and try to save the bullpen a little bit. We don't automatically have to get rid of everybody in 6.
You know what? And that's a good question. And we'll go around the horn real fast. I'm going to start with Jason. If you could pick one pitcher on the starting rotation that is complete game material, who would you say?
On our staff?
Yeah.
Shota.
Showtime? Okay, Shota?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. What about you, Nick?
Yeah, I mean, healthy right now. When he's healthy, it's Shota. I mean, if Steele was healthy, I'd say him and Steele both is like a tie, but we don't have a guy that if Shota's on the IL right now, and you cancel out him, and we don't have a guy that you can go 9 to me. I mean, J-Mo can go, 7.5. Boyd right now is pitching pretty well tonight, but we don't have a guy where you're like, that's the guy that can go complete game here. But Shota can, and he's proven that he can go deep into games, and so is Steele. But but we'll get Shota back this year, and we'll get Steele sometime next year.
Okay. And what about you, Jacob?
I'll tell you this. Shota definitely, as you said, Showtime. Shota definitely. I mean, you can talk about Steele. I will say this, and this guy that I'm about to say doesn't look like it, but he makes his own stupidity.
Mm-hmm.
Italian. The reason I say that.
We'll get to him in just a minute.
No, but the reason I say that is because every couple starts, he'll be 2 innings and have 15 pitches and get out of the innings, and it was like he's efficient. He'll get out of this in 90 pitches. They'll be perfect. Then the 3rd inning, he will, for whatever reason, make a couple stupid pitches. And then he gets out of the inning, but now it's at 48.
Okay.
Because he completely forgets what got him through. He's trying to overthink. He's trying to strike people out instead of getting ground balls. He could, but he forgets.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't. He starts out incredibly efficient, and then he'll have that one stupid inning, and then he's gone in 5 or 6.
Yeah.
He gives up. J-Mo always gives up at least 1 to 2 home runs a game too. Like there's something like it's like 1 pitch or 2 pitches that a game that he's gonna give you one or 2. I mean, and he'll buckle back down, but his fly ball home run rate is pretty bad.
It was the same as Merriweather, but Merriweather had 1 inning.
So let me ask you guys this: like last year, I didn't think I wasn't too impressed with him last year. You think he's the ace right now?
He's the
Coach.
ace because we don't have an ace. Yeah, yeah.
Exactly. Well, yeah. Yep.
Yeah,
Yeah. And that's the. I mean, I liked his last outing, man. But like you said, Nick, he's gonna give up a home run or two. So besides that, I mean, I think he's looked good.
Yeah, and we'll and actually that's a really good segue right here into the Red Series. So the Cubs took 2 out of 3. Tylon got his 5th win of the season on 6 innings pitched, 2 Ks. Not exactly an outstanding outing, but he did enough to win. One game I wanted to highlight in particular was this one on May the 31st. I actually watched this game. It was scoreless through 7, and in the 8th inning, the Cubs broke the tie on that on an error, on a fielding error. Suzuki popped one up. Very catchable ball. I think the fielder lost it in the sun. But let's see who. Let's see.
that was the Pomerantz Ben Brown game. Ben Brown had
Yeah,
his big game in that series. Like that was a nice bounce back for Ben Brown. Been struggling, didn't
Yeah.
start, but I mean that was like kind of like a start. He just didn't pitch the first inning. Pomerantz came in and started that game in the first inning, and then Ben Brown did an excellent job. It was a nice bounce back for him after having two or three bad starts. So I don't know what they're going to do with that kid. Maybe he is a bullpen guy. He only has 2 pitches. So when you figure if you can't locate one of those, it's going to be a long day at the office.
pretty
He did
much.
have 9 strikeouts in that game, right?
Yes, he did. 6 innings
Yeah.
pitched.
Yeah.
He only gave up a hit. He only had 1 bad ball, but he did retire 9.
Yeah.
Well, and that's
Yep.
that's where I say with this. I'm just trying to say with that, it's like check the pitch count. Bringing up what you were bringing with this. How about we let him be a little bit? Because I would love to have a day a week. I'm not gonna say every day because not everybody's gonna have that kind of game. I would love a day a week or a day every 2 weeks where there is a complete game, 96 pitches. Let's leave the thing alone. It's not even 100. Leave the guy alone, do all that good stuff. It would really rest up the bullpen for the playoffs.
Yeah.
And
Yep.
that's where I get a little bit with counsel. It's like he's got these. It's like he is a foreman that's listening to the big time man. And it's like what do I do next? What do I do next? And it's like that's what the analytics people are.
Yeah.
And it's like, dude, just have your own mindset a little bit and quit worrying.
I think he will once we get down to more meaningful games in August, September. I talked to one of my co-hosts on one of my shows is actually his brother's the hitting coach of the Brewers. I talked to him when we got Craig Counsell, just like off air, and just was like, tell me about Craig. Like, is he a dude? And he said, you got one of the best manager I've ever been around, a guy who knows baseball. He's legit one of the best, nicest, like leader of men that you could ask for. So, I took that with everything. So I think he'll be fine later down the road.
No, I agree with that part, but it's like my thing is the only thing is everybody has this fear of getting hurt. Well, Steele already got hurt, and they were doing the same thing.
It's true.
Yeah, I agreed.
Yeah, I mean, it's like just allow it. I mean, and I'm not saying throw 145 pitches. I'm not doing that like the old days.
No.
But get them if they're efficient. Don't take them out 7. It's like, I mean, just allow a complete game here and there to rest the bullpen because a rested bullpen in the playoffs, especially with these great NL teams.
And especially since managers tend to yank the starter right around the 4th in the postseason, and the bullpen starts coming in. And I always been a fan of the deeper bullpen wins. It's just what it is. The deeper bullpen win. You look at Ben Brown. He had 77. This particular game, he had 77 pitches, 9 Ks in 6 innings.
That was his best outing so far, I thought.
Oh yeah.
It was, yes, it was. Oh, Jason, your thoughts about this series and even this particular game?
Yeah, like I mean, I watched a little bit of the series, but nothing that came into my. I mean, I just like the team and what they're doing right now, man. They're producing runs at a high level. I think they lead the MLB in like 6.64 runs a game. So they're just. I'm not. When it's a nothing game and it's a tight game, I'm not worried about them anymore producing runs because they're just gonna do it. You know. and they're going to get it done. And I was talking to like I think last week we were talking about or the week before I mentioned that Nico didn't have any home runs, and Jacob he's like, yeah, I like him having no home runs, and I totally agree with him now because he's like, I think he's got the most hits with runners in scoring position on the team with like 26, and he's batting what 433, and he's
Yeah,
batting
he has
over
0
300
home
right
runs,
now.
but it's insane. He's the perfect number 2 hole hitter. Like he is you get on MLB and on the show and you create a player and you want him to be a 2 hole hitter. That's Nico Horner. Like
Yeah,
you know what I mean. So he's been perfect for this team. He's the perfect. Like I said, like to me, like you got PCA and Tucker really too. Like they're the two pieces that make this lineup up and down. And you got the perfect guys that continue to make this lineup go. You're right, Jason. And we have also not only that, we also have the highest run differential in all of baseball.
yep.
Yeah.
And most stolen bases, and but besides all of that too, think about this. Think about this too. Is like you brought that up about the no home runs. I told you I liked the no strikeouts by DeGrom in another game from that whole thing. He had no strikeouts a couple of games ago. I like that. He had 4 strikeouts a game before after that. It's like it's guess what? It's called placement. And if I see them with 12 strikeouts, I want to still see 88 pitches. Means that they're getting them out quick. Where these guys get into these like schemes and all these guys get into these big blowout the 12 strikeout games and whatever is they're throwing 9 pitches at a time, getting them struck out at the 9th pitch.
Yeah.
And it's like that's not helping you. You're out in 5 2/3. I don't want to keep using my bullpen. Get them if I see a strikeout pitcher, I want to see him strike him out in 4 pitches, 5 at most.
You know what? And just to solidify your point, I'm going to touch on the 6-2 loss in this series. And pretty much my honest thoughts is, you can't go spotting the other team a 6-run lead. Low light performance, one Colin Ray, 90 pitches in 5.2 innings, and he gave up 10 hits, 6 earned runs. But 90 pitches in 5.5 innings, that is absurd.
Yeah. They get there. This is the problem with the pitchers is they overthink their pitches. You know what I'm saying? It's that whole it's like you get scared, then you try to make them chase.
Yeah.
And then you try to make them chase, and you throw more, and and guess what? You're not Kerry Wood.
It might have this one might have been on Craig Counsell, man. He should have yanked Colin sooner.
I think once you get down 6-0, though, you just let him go. You just let him. Why waste your bullpen? You're down 6-0. You just let him pitch it. You know what I mean? You might as well just let him grind it out. We come back, but you just chalk it up. Hayden have his best stuff. We're gonna leave him out there, so we're gonna save our bullpen that day.
Yeah, he's got a 3. I mean, he hasn't been bad for the Cubs. He's 3-2. He has a 3.79 earned run average, right on average. You know what I mean? This is just a bad game.
I don't know if you guys have saw this Justin Steele tweet real quick. I just want to throw this out there real fast. But like this is also shows me the camaraderie of this team, like the clubhouse, and even a guy he's not pitching, but he's still in the still around. He said, "Is this Cubs team the best base running team baseball's ever seen? Not just the swiping of the bags, the double plays that aren't being turned against us because how we're running, the taking of the extra bag on singles and turning them doubles, the whole 9 yards. It's been one of my favorite parts to watch this year with this Cubs team." Has zero analytical backing, straight up an observation with my own eyeballs. Also, season ends today. PCA is your MVP. Get over it. I mean,
well, and that's the thing. That's true. And it's like, what did I bring up last year, Denzel? What did I bring up? Base running. How many series have we had 10 or less strikeouts in the series?
Yeah,
like 3 of them this year. One of them was at Pittsburgh.
At Pittsburgh.
Yeah, one of the things was Pittsburgh series. The Cubs have had 3 series this year where they had 10 or less strikeouts in the series.
Right.
What did I say about don't strike out so much? Get the bat on the ball.
How many years, though, have we been one of the worst base running teams in all of baseball? We're running into outs.
That was David Ross.
Yeah, we're running into outs. We're running into, last outs on third and things like that. We're playing smarter baseball. is
Mhm.
the key, and that's why we're seeing the Craig Council team that I think that we all thought we would see.
It also helps, just like you alluded to in your tweet, when the whole team can run bases like Jose Altuve, then you do turn singles into triples a whole lot often. And that's what I'm talking about. And y'all know I harp on this every single year. When you have runners on second and third, you have got to cash that check. You got to bring them in because runners left the
Yeah.
scoring position will kill you, especially in the postseason.
We're not just
Mhm.
cashing that check. We're Warren Buffett.
Yeah,
That's
pretty
I
much.
mean, look at. I think it was last night or the game before.
Mhm.
PCA was on third, and the guy he was faking like he was going to go home, and was able to get a guy on first base because just the simple fact because he was thinking about going home, and they stared him down. Third baseman stared him down, and guy gets a hit gets a hit and is on first. So like simple things like that is what this team is doing that's making the engine go. Like this lineup is insane.
but
And
Yep.
also too, like last night, I think PCA hit a ball down the right field line, and any other person running those bases, single. Man, he legged that out for a double.
Yeah.
So, and I think once he gets on the base pass, he makes people nervous, and that's what happened last night too. Like what Nick was talking about. The guy just like throws. He's like, oh man, do I like throw it to first or do I like throw it home because PCA's juking and jiving, and he held on to the ball and we got first and third. So you know, it's
well, which
just
is a mistake. Which is a mistake in the first place for that because you need to absolutely let him score and get a thing. Because remember they got 8 runs last night. It's like let him have one and get a second out. That's just
Yeah.
the truth.
Yeah.
But here's the thing about the Cincy series. The Cincy series are the series that you need to win more than even the Rockies series. And the reason being is because they do have sort of an exciting team, but their main big giant star is a record holder for strikeouts. It's either home run or strikeout. Where
Oh yeah.
I mean, Ellie David Cruz is home run or strikeout, and it's like those are the teams that are always going to be the 500. Yes, you bring him to the park and you do all that stuff, but you're never. I mean, he's the type that's going to have a 050 World Series if they would make it
Yeah.
because he just strikes out too much. He is exceptionally undisciplined at the plate. So if you get to, I mean, he's one of those that if you look on the MLB thing when you're watching the thing, he's the type that has like a 675 red spot right down the middle, and everything else is like 040.
Yeah.
That sort of deal.
Nope. Well, we do got to move on to our "This Cubs for You," and just like the title of the episode says, yeah, this is going to be to shout out to first baseman Michael Busch. Last night he was 3 or 4 with a home run. He had 2 runs and he drove in 3 in the 8-3 win versus the Nationals. Nick, I know this is your guy. You got to have that can of Busch. Talk to us. What's going
Yeah,
on with
yeah,
Busch?
yeah, he's hot right now. I mean, it's Busch season. He's hot. He's lined up. I mean, these last 3-4 games, he's been lighting it up. Like, and finally, they're also playing him, against lefties. They've started him tonight. Like, there for a while, they weren't even going to play him. It's like, now just play the guy every day he wants to play. He's that damn good of a baseball player. He's never gonna be. He's gonna have games like this where he carries the offense, and then he's gonna be he's always so much like a Mark Grace-esque. Maybe not the star of the team, but just a guy that's you always want out there on your team and playing.
Yeah, absolutely. And then Jason, your thoughts on Michael Busch?
play him every single day that they can. That's all I gotta say, man. I'm gonna run down some numbers real quick. So, like on the year right now, he's got 11 doubles, 3 triples, 9 home runs, 24 base on balls, and 50 Ks, and he's batting 276 right now. And his on base percentage is 376. So,
Woo!
dude, I like Justin Turner, but he's busted, man. Leave him on the bench. Let him be the go getter on the bench and the clubhouse. But please play Michael Busch, please. That's all I can say.
Yeah.
He's young, he's talented. Um, he's a good fielding first baseman. And he's just good. He's a good player, man. I love him.
Yep. Jacob, your thoughts on Michael Busch?
Oh, absolutely. And when you brought up the OBP, I mean, on base percentage, the one rule I have on base percentage, I'll go to about 5 Braves games a year, and I'll look on the thing on the OBP. I always look at the high. 50 is on the edge, 50 points. I like 60 to 80, and if someone's over 100 points in OBP, the batting average, that's really good. I love that, and it's like if the Cubs really want to win, and I'm not kidding you, if the Cubs really want to get 105, 110 wins, and I'm not kidding with this, everybody have between 80 and 120 points above their grade for on base. Everybody, forget because the one thing about PCA that does get a little annoying, he had 2 walks in one of the games a couple games ago, but he'll strike out at stupid things, and it's like if PCA gets that OBP up, he's on base all the time, and you want him on base all the time. So there's that. But Michael Busch. It's like you want to know what Busch kind of reminds me of in a certain way as far as a starting version of Toshman from last year.
Mike Tauchman, yeah.
Nice. Reminds me. It's like you get the guy on, and it's like you get the guy on. The guy was like about 248, but he was like about 340 on base. He'd walk, he'd get on. It's like Busch is just the starter version of that.
Yeah.
He's a starter version of that. It's like you get that guy in there. It's more Tuchman had to do what he had to do as your utility or getting pinch hitter. But Busch is that guy. Yeah. He's that guy you get every day. He's the starter version.
Absolutely. And so we're gonna go on to our Watch Cub alert. One of the prospects for the Iowa Cubs. A 3-tool player, pretty much. First baseman, outfielder, third baseman, Jonathan Long. So far this year is hitting .344. Jacob, I know you like that. 9 home runs, 42 RBIs. Jacob, this is your perfect player, dude. He doesn't depend on the home run.
What's his OBP?
What is his OBP? You know what? We'll go around the horn real fast while I look up his OBP. Jacob, go ahead.
All right, but yeah, these are I love this. It reminds me of when you see down the Facebook line. You guys have all seen this going down the Facebook line. They'll show San Diego Padres 1982 or California Angels. You guys have seen that before, and everybody's like 290. It's like it's one of those where it's like it reminds you of those days. This Cubs team reminds you of those days. And if you brought Jonathan Long in and he hit like that, that's just another one. You know what I mean?
Okay, you ready for his OBP?
Yep.
417.
Bang. That's my point. That's 70 points.
Yeah.
That's remember I said I want 50 is my limit on the thing. So that'd be 60 to 80. And then you get that 70 points right there.
Yeah.
That means he walks. See, it means he walks. It means he hustles and causes errors. Those things on base. I wish I could get the one thing I love about Aaron Judge, he's like a 478 on base, some insane number.
Yeah.
It's like it's not just home runs, he's getting on base.
He's just getting on base, yeah.
And I mean, that's what I love,
Absolutely. Nick, your thoughts about this kid? Something special?
Yeah, my question is though, where the hell is he gonna play? I mean, we just talked about Michael Busch playing first base. He gonna play? Yeah. Is he gonna be better than Matt Shaw at third? I don't know. Outfield looks. I mean, you extend Kyle. You make a deal you pay Kyle Tucker whatever the hell he wants. Pay that man his money. He's gonna play it. The outfield's full. It's time to pick up the phone and trade his ass for a frontline pitcher right now. He's that good.
Trade him for another option.
Trade him for Skeens.
I mean, we got like. I mean, they ain't gonna trade him for. I mean, they're gonna take the whole farm to get Skeens.
No. I mean, but, we'll trade Justin Tucker and re-sign Julian Merriweather and save him for Skeens.
Yeah, I mean, but in all seriousness, you got to pick up the phone. This guy's he's playing really well. I mean, you pick him up to a phone and you call the Marlins, some team, and you get we need pitching. It's bona fide starting pitching. We have a lineup that can win the World Series. I firmly believe that.
Yeah.
But we don't have the rotation that can do that. So you're going to have to use some of these guys, whether it's Jonathan Long, whether it's Owen Cassie down there, a couple of these guys in Iowa, and you're going to have to pick up the phone and you're going to have to say, see you later. We need a bona fide bona fide number 2, if not a bona fide ace right now to add to this rotation.
Yeah, and
That's what I think.
Jason, your thoughts about this kid?
Yeah, I agree with Nick. Where is he going to play? I mean, if the Cubs don't re-sign Tucker, I could see it. And Ricketts being cheap, I could see that too. And also too with PCA. I mean, they tried to give him an extension. I think they offered him like 75 million. They turned it down. Now he's making them eat their words, you know. So we do need a starting pitcher, and I've heard on Twitter that Jed's already ringing up some teams, inquiring about starting pitching right now. So
Let's
I
get
think
Trevor
they're
Bauer. Trevor Bauer.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm not going to let some. I'm not going to let some liar. I'm not going to let some liar ruin his career. I don't care. I don't care about the mob.
I agree. I
Yeah.
don't know why. I don't know why we don't go out and get somebody like a Trevor Bauer. Why not? Why not? Or if you're the Rockies, why not sign Trevor Bauer? Let him pitch 2 or 3 starts, and then hopefully you can flip him for something.
He'll get killed in Colorado, though. Everybody does. Everybody does.
Yeah, true.
I mean,
true.
that's just
But
everybody hits home runs there. So
Jet Paston,
contender.
he wrote that the Cubs are in on the Marlins pitcher.
Alcantara or
yeah.
Sandy.
Sandy,
Alcantara,
yeah.
Alcantara.
Yeah.
So,
But his ERA is like astronomical. I think like last time I mean, don't get me wrong, he's a great pitcher, but his just ERA this year is not very good. It's like 8.36 or something like that.
Well, when you're Miami, you have to overthink. You get those first couple innings, and then you get killed because your hitting sucks.
Mm-hmm. Well, it sounds like a wild shot here, and I may be on it. I'm just throwing this out there, okay? What about ringing up the Rangers in a trade for Jacob deGrom?
I'm for it now.
Mm-hmm.
Now,
not that much.
Okay, Jacob, why are you for it?
Now, because he's learning to place the ball. He's learning to place the ball. It's not blowing his arm out completely to be able to get to that thing whatsoever. You can get 6 out of him without worrying about injury. As long as he doesn't go back to his old bad habits of blowing his arm out and trying to get 12 Ks, absolutely, because he's placing the ball. I'll take this DeGrom. I don't want the old DeGrom at all.
Old DeGrom. Yeah. Okay. And Nick, why are you against it?
No. I mean, a zebra don't change its stripes like that. Come on, man.
Last 5 games he has.
All the arm problems and all the money. You can keep that. You can keep that shit in Texas. Nope.
No. Last 5 games he has. He changed the stripes.
No. Hey, go get Dylan Cease or somebody like that. I'll take Dylan back where he should be, back home with us. See, that's what I'll take.
No. That ceases to exist.
Jason, what about you?
Yeah, I'm not willing to like
bet
the farm on some guy that's had arm troubles before.
18 arm surgeries, getting paid $500 million.
I agree with you guys. I know I'm the one. You can ask Denzel. I bombed on the guy more than anybody there ever was.
When I first met Jacob,
I was bombing on him. But the reason is I'm saying if and that's a big if because you're talking about the team.
Yeah, real big if.
If he is continuing the way he is right now, where he's placing, where it's 6 2/3, it's 4 Ks. He's getting ground balls. He's not blowing his arm completely on. We don't have to see 105-mile-per-hour pitches and all that goofiness. If
not for us, we'd all be screwed. So you know what I mean?
Yeah, at the end of the day, like not everybody can be a Aroldis Chapman, and that's if you know you're not that type of pitcher, right? You know you're not a Aroldis Chapman. Aroldis Chapman's a cyborg, okay? They don't make him on trees, okay? But if you're not that type of pitcher and you think you're Chapman, you're gonna blow your arm out. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and no, that's the thing. He was blowing his arm out while having placement, but he's leaving 3 2/3. I don't care about the big pitches. I don't care about the 30-second on YouTube. I don't care about that.
Yeah.
I want to win ball games, and this kind is winning ball games.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah, I agree. Totally agree. Well, on to our last topic, our outside of Wrigley. More shocking disappointment. The last place in the AL East Orioles, I'm talking about at this stage of the season, the last place AL East Orioles or the next to last fourth in the NL East Braves. Jacob, we'll start with you, seeing as you're in the Braves market right now.
Orioles. And I'll tell you why. It's like they got rid of Brandon Hyde, which like you might as well have kept him and let him go at the end of the year, go get a better thing. But they made the playoffs a couple of years.
Mhm.
You know, what do you? This isn't going to get itself any better doing this. The Braves, they are that type. If they can go out on anybody and they can go. We got to remember their 2021 World Series. They were about the exact same way. I'm not saying they're going to win one this year. They're not, but they were that. Brian Snitker's one hell of a manager. As long as they leave him alone, they'll have 85 wins no matter what. That is just the way they have gone. They're not going to win a division, but that's what they do. Orioles for sure, because they've been a playoff team for the last couple of times. Then they prematurely got rid of Brandon Hyde, and they have no replacement.
True. Okay. And then Jason, what about you? Orioles or Braves as the more shocking disappointment?
I'm going to say the Orioles too. The last couple of years, man, I really like the team makeup of them. They had a young and up and coming team. I mean, they still do. But I'm more shocked about the Orioles. Like Jacob said, the Braves are always going to be uh, a winning organization, and they're always going to put up, 85, 90 wins, whatever. But yeah, I'm more shocked at the Orioles.
Okay. And then lastly, Nick, what about you? You gonna go Orioles too,
Yeah,
or you gonna go on an island and say Braves?
No, we actually had the same conversation on my podcast on Sunday. The most disappointing team in the first 2 months, and it's the Orioles. They were supposed to be kind of right there at the top of this division, and I mean, you look, they lost the what's his Statlander and and then the pitcher that they from Corbin Burns. They lost those two guys. And it's like, who else did they lose? They didn't. This is a team that was right there in the playoffs and, the last few years. The Braves going in, you knew they were going to struggle early because of the injuries, from last season carrying over into this season. And, but at the end, and they're in a tougher division. I mean, both divisions are tough, but I mean, they were trying to compete here with the Phillies and the Mets too. And the Braves, I think, will bounce back and they'll in the second half here once they're fully healthy. But I think the O's, because there's no hope in the O's the rest of the season. With the Braves, you can be like they'll figure this thing out and kind of maybe probably make a wild card push.
Okay. All right. Fair enough. Well, that is all we have for Cubfidential. Be sure to check us out on all our socials. Follow us on Facebook, X, as well as YouTube as well. Hit the like and subscribe button for more updates. And Bakens, your show coming up, man. It's promo time.
No show tonight, but tomorrow tune in to Head Kicks and Haymakers at 8:30 Central, 9:30 Eastern. We pushed it back today. My co-host's grandma's birthday today. So, but other than that, tune in to Head Kicks and Haymakers. It's UFC 316 preview tomorrow night, 8:13 Central, right here on the YouTube channel, The Bodkin Show. So if you're into any MMA, check us out tomorrow night.
All right. And then Jacob, what about you?
Well, we're the Sideline Sports. The Sideline Sports TikTok is actually doing pretty darn well. We're just kind of mixing that up right now, and actually gotten some of the commentaries and some of the things are starting to get over about 3,000. 3,000 watt and stuff like that. So we'll keep building, and it's gonna get monetized pretty soon. I get the feeling. So I mean, we're working on this. So it's like. I mean, and shout out to Will Peralta. He's helped out on that. You know what I'm saying? He's helped out on the thing. So we're having a good little time here, and we can build this to a legitimate network. You know what I mean?
All right. And Jason, I know pretty much this is the only thing you do, but in case you got anything else going on, man.
He does this and then shaves.
Yeah, I would like to give a shout out to Engine 78 in Wrigleyville.
All right.
Because the Cubs are on fire.
All right. Absolutely. And all right, and shout out to JB Ellis. Everybody else on the Sideline Sports Network. Also tune in tomorrow for Sports Business Insider with myself and Sean Russey. We are going to go over, it's been a while since we've been on, but we're going to go over details of Brock Purdy's contract as well as others. And also the projected gate for WWE Money in the Bank this Sunday. So for Nick Botkins, Jason Chartrand, and Jacob Christner, I'm Denzel Snipes. We will see you all next week talking more Cubs baseball.